Hare Krishna. Om Agyantimirandasya Nananjana Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurye Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopiga Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishvanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanshakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone. Thank you for attending today's class. And this chapter, very interesting chapter. It's talking about all the things that appeared during the churning of the Milky Ocean. In 2015, during Kumbh Mela, around that time Maharaj had visited Nasik. And Maharaj spoke about the lessons that you can actually learn from the churning of Milky Ocean. And how you can learn about bhakti and how you can learn about surrender from this aspect of the Sura and Asuras churning this ocean. So he said that in Brahma Sutra, Anandamayo Bhashya, right, that said that ultimately the Supreme Person is the reservoir of all pleasure. And as living entities which are part and parcel of the Supreme, we are also seeking pleasure. All of us are pleasure-seeking beings. Okay, it doesn't matter what species we are in, whether we are animals, some aquatics. Doesn't matter which planet we are on. If we are in some heavenly planet, some hellish planet, or even on Earth. Everybody is trying to seek pleasure. Why? Because ultimately we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, who is the reservoir of pleasure. Now, according to the choices we have made in past and the binding effect of the three modes of material nature, when these two are combined, right, we have different conceptions at different points in time in our lives of what happiness means to us or what pleasure means to us. At different ages, different times, different circumstances, pleasure means something different to us. What is common though in all these species residing in all the planets at all different times is that they all are seeking this nectar of pleasure. Now, some may associate this nectar of pleasure with money. Some may associate it with fame, power, pleasure on the bodily level, pleasure of sex. Some people even, in fact today only I was talking to my son, that some people, they associate this pleasure to renunciation. The reason they renounce everything is because they get pleasure from it. So there is subtle pleasure in everything that a person is doing. He is seeking pleasure in that. Right? Now, based on our consciousness at any point in time, we define what pleasure means to us and we try to achieve that pleasure. Now, if you look at this chapter, right, this chapter really focuses on two class of beings, the Sura and Asura. So we are talking demigods and demons. Right? These two beings, they have complete opposite way of lives. One, they believe in serving the God, and other, they are completely enemy of the God. Right? But the common thing still remains, both are seeking pleasure. And that is why both of them want nectar. That's why this whole process of churning the ocean, because they want nectar. What will they do with nectar? Ultimately, they will derive pleasure, whatever they want. That's why they want nectar. And both of these extremely powerful beings, right, from different planets, they are always competing to become Ishvara. They're always competing that who will control the universe. There is always a fight between Sura and Asura. Right? Who will control this universe? Now, Asuras, they had actually gained tremendous power. They had gained tremendous power by serving some Brahmanas and also their guru. Who's the guru of demons? Shukracharya. While they were doing this, in parallel, what made the demigods lose power was the offense that Indra created or Indra did against his guru Brahaspati. We all know these two different stories, right? So he did not give respect, when his guru came, he did not stand up and gave his obeisances, and also basically he was kind of cursed. So the devas actually were left homeless. In fact of having so many mystic powers, in fact of having so much opulence, they were still left homeless. And practically they were helpless with all the siddhis they must have gained, with all the, Airavat, the elephant and all, whatever came out of this churning. Before that, they were practically left helpless. Though they had a lot of powers, they were servants of Lord. But still, because of committing offense against a Vaishnav and Guru, you can fall down to a level that you actually become homeless. Homeless in the sense that you start falling down and you start losing devotional service. That's what homeless really means here. Now, Queen Kunti, in his prayers, she has said something which is very important, that the greatest disqualification in getting or achieving the grace of Krishna is attachment. And attachment and arrogance due to that attachment, that comes because of attachment to four things. What are those four things? High birth.
Your wealth.
Wealth.
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Position in society.
Beauty. So, once Gaurang Prabhu came to Devlali camp and I had some question. I was going through some kind of anxiety, and I asked him, why am I feeling this anxiety today? So Gaurang Prabhu told me that, your problem is high education. I said, how is that a problem? He said, that has made you egoistic. And everything was just working in your way in your life. You wanted to achieve something, you got it. You wanted to achieve something, you got it. Of course, you worked hard, but you just kept on getting it. And because of this high education, you started getting ego. And because you got ego, now you are not able to come out of this. And you feel, how can this happen? How can I lose control? I am the Ishvara. Till now, I was the Ishvara. So he gave a very good example. He said, you see, there is a truck. There is a truck with no driver in it. It's just standing out there. And then you were standing behind the truck. Okay? And there were ropes coming out of the truck. And these ropes were of greed, high power, wealth, ego, anger. And you tied those ropes to your waist. As you were climbing the success ladder, you kept on trying them. And you tied them very hard. And you were pulling that rope. And you were thinking that it is because of your power that the truck is not moving forward. You have become so strong now. Without knowing that there is no driver in the truck, you were thinking you are controlling the truck. And then one fine day, what happened? A driver sat in the truck. Driver sat in the truck, but in front of the truck, there was a pit hole. So the driver put the reverse gear. And the truck started coming towards you. And you thought, wow, there's nobody powerful than me now. See, I can even control and pull the truck. So I have become more powerful today. And with all these, you kept on tying these ropes. But I am becoming powerful. But reality, what was supposed to happen? When the truck came back, the driver got the road, he put it in first gear and boom. But meanwhile, you had tied so many ropes to your waist that you went behind the truck. You couldn't stop yourself, and this has bruised you all over now because you lost control. You never knew you didn't have control at all. So then he asked me, what is the solution? And I asked him, okay, what is the solution? You tell me. He said it was very simple. All you had to do, just wherever you were standing, you had to take a knife full of knowledge and keep on cutting the ropes. When all the ropes were cut, it wouldn't have mattered whether the truck came forward, the truck came backward, or the truck stopped there. Nothing would have bothered you. That day I realized that we all want to become Ishvara, right? And that is the fight in this world. Every small, even the small insignificant ant that we say, they want to lord over. Maharaj said in one of his lectures that if you go to Bombay, there are these pipes. And beggars, people, homeless, sleep in pipes at night. Pipes on the side of the road, big pipes, big tunnel-like pipes, right? And if you go into that tunnel sometimes, they have marked their positions, that this is mine, and you cannot actually take anybody's position. They fight on that. This place is mine. All of them are homeless beggars, but this place amongst the homeless beggars is mine. That is the kind of attachment and ego that we all have, no matter how significant or insignificant we are. And we all have it. So Queen Kunti, she is saying that the arrogance that comes because of our attachment to these four things: beauty, wealth, fame, power, and knowledge. Basically, power and knowledge together. These are the reasons that stop us from getting grace of Krishna. These are the only reasons that stop us. Also, it is said that Krishna is Akinchan Gocharan. So Krishna really is not found where all these things are. He is not seen with them. He is seen with those who have kind of surrendered everything and who believe that I am nothing, I am not the doer. I am just a servant of Lord. That's where Krishna is. That's why he is called Akinchan. So, if you look at the story that we read, every demon or every demigod, they were doing all this exercise. Yes, they wanted to serve the Lord, they wanted to, please the Lord, all that is fine. But at the end, somewhere inside, they were doing it for their selfish motives. They wanted the nectar. They wanted the nectar for various reasons according to their consciousness. Some wanted the nectar for long life. Some wanted the nectar for mystic powers. Some wanted the nectars to remain undefeated. All different kind of things. Now that is the mentality. But ultimately everything was taken away from them. They became homeless. They became helpless. Now, what do demigods do when they lose every hope? When they understand that nothing can be done now, what do? They go to Lord Hari. They go to Lord Vishnu. Now, in this case also, when they approach Lord Vishnu could have given them like this. What do you want? This thing? You pull everything from Asura. Here, take it. It was that simple for him. We have seen over and over again what is his power. But he didn't do that. And many times you will see in our lives also, he doesn't do that. He has the power to give you anything like this, but he doesn't do that. Look at Srila Prabhupada's life. Srila Prabhupada could have been successful on day one. But Lord didn't have that happen. He was not successful in India. He kept on preaching, but it never worked. Until the age of 70. That's when things started working for him. Why? So why does Lord do all these things when he could give you immediately? Somebody could have this question. And many of us, I used to have this question once. So really what happens is, Lord wants to give us this opportunity. He wants to give us the opportunity to surrender in our hearts to Him, so that He can reciprocate with us. He wants to give us the opportunity to churn our heart. And become like a butter so that He can steal it. That is the reason He does His own plans. Otherwise, there is no reason. He could have invoked Sudarshan Chakra and that's it. It would have been over right away. So, He gives us tapasya. That's what He did for demigods. He told them, okay, this is an austerity now. Perform it. But remember, don't do it alone. None of you have the power to get the nectar alone. Neither you, neither demons. So don't fight with demons. Make an alliance with demons. When you make an alliance, together you will have the power to get the nectar, and both of you need nectar. So don't fight with each other. Just make an alliance. So, demigods, they went ahead, explained the demons that, see, alone we cannot do anything, but together we can get the nectar. And if we get the nectar, imagine, we'll get long life, we'll get health, we'll get fame, everything, whatever we want. So, demons were happy. Of course, demigods are doing it from their selfish point of view. But what is to be understood here is, demons agreed. The point that is to be understood here from this is that, why did demons agree? The demons agreed to keep their differences aside for a higher principle, getting the nectar. So, in this world also, amongst devotees, we see differences amongst devotees. They are not as bad as Sura and Asura. very minute differences.
Want by to go front on.
But for a higher principle, even Sura and Asura come together if they want pleasure. So we need to understand that if we want to get that pleasure, the prema of Krishna, then we also have to leave our differences. And we have to come together. We have to make alliance and serve together. Right? For a higher principle, to please Krishna. That's our nectar, not to get this nectar, but please Krishna. Maharaj said that in this one little Leela, there are so many Leelas. If you understand this one Leela, you will see so many incarnations of Lord and so many Leelas of Lord within this one small Leela. So he talks about Kurma. Lord incarnates as Kurma. In this small Leela, he has done so many Leelas. Lord incarnating as Kurma. Kurma, whose shell, the width of whose shell is 800,000 feet wide. That's what Kurma was. Lord advented as Ajita, who was holding the top of the mountain to balance it. Right? Lord, in his role as Shiva, took the most difficult task of drinking the Kalahal, drinking the poison. For whom? For ending the sufferings of the common people and demigods who were suffering because of all the poison that was coming out. They were not able to breathe. So for them, he took on this personal service. So everyone was getting so many of their desires fulfilled in different ways. Then we read Airavat was born. That elephant, 4 tusks was given to Lord Indra. Then we heard about the horse that was born, which was given to Bali Maharaj. Right? Then finally Lakshmi Devi came out. And then she found that there's nobody suitable for me. Everybody has some qualities, but they lack other qualities. Nobody is like, the Supreme Being. So finally she married the Supreme Being. Liquor came out. Madira came out. Madira was given to demigods. Right? A Surabhi cow initially came out, which was given to Brahmins. So many things came out. But while these were coming out, the Lord told the demigod, do not get distracted with any of these things. You are prone to distractions. Remember, you are here to get nectar, not these. If you get anything, it's bonus. But you are here to get nectar. And keep churning. Don't give up churning. So many difficulties came in this whole process. It was not an easy process. So many setbacks came. Every time they used to run to Lord Vishnu. Help me, help me. And then he would take avatar of Kurma because the mountain is sinking. Then he would take some other avatar because this is happening, because that is happening. Even later he had to take Mohini avatar because demon snatched it. So they were all running every time to Vishnu. Help us, help us, help us. Now, finally who came? Lord Dhanvantari, the plenary portion of Vishnu. Narayan himself. Dhanvantari came with a pot filled with nectar. That's called Kumbh. That's Kumbh. So he came with a Kumbh filled with nectar. So as long as these two teams, pulling the Vasuki Nag, exploiting each other, as long as they were exploiting each other's strengths, actually the alliance was that they are exploiting each other's strengths. As long as they were doing that, they were together. See the fun of this whole scenario, that they were together. The irony is, as soon as they got the nectar, demons snatched it. They forgot about demigods. That we together have done it, they forgot about everything. Right? That's the irony. Demons snatched it. Demigods didn't do anything. They didn't go back and snatch it. They were helpless. They again went to Lord Vishnu. Help us. So, what happened? What happened on the demon side when they got the nectar? Because it was snatched. It was snatched out of greed, that it should not be given to anyone. Anything that comes out of greed creates more problems in your life. It is said, right, when you earn money which is not earned in a proper fashion, then it creates problems in your house. So similarly, when these demons snatched and these demons took the pot of nectar, the next thing that happened is the demons started fighting amongst themselves. Who will drink the nectar first? Who has the right to drink the nectar first? So they started fighting amongst themselves. So anything that comes out of greed brings problems with it. So one would say, oh, I am the most powerful demon. I will drink it first. I have the right to drink it. As soon as he would go to drink, the other person would snatch it and say, no, I am the most beautiful demon. I should drink it first. I need long life. Demons also have beautiful demons. And then, soon as he would drink it, as soon as he would try to drink it, somebody would snatch it and said, no, I am the most, wealthy demon. I should get the first right to drink it. And they were all fighting amongst themselves. But the Devas, they just surrendered to the Lord. They just went to Vishnu and said, what do we do? And Vishnu said, don't worry. Through my potency, through my illusionary potency, I'll take care of this. And immediately he came out as Mohini Murti. He disguised as Mohini Murti, the beautiful form, as we read, the most beautiful form that could have ever existed on this planet, disguised as Mohini Murti. And then what happened? All the demons became attracted, infatuated by that beauty. And Mohini, it put such a glance on all the demons individually that every demon thought that she has fallen in love with me. Everyone was thinking that she understood that I am the man. There's nobody more wonderful than me, and she is in love only with me. And then they all decided that, Mohini, you decide. Whom do you want to give the nectar first? So Mohini, to take her more under her confidence, she said, why are you trusting me so much? It is not good, she told the demons, to build that confidence in them, that I am not partial. But why are you trusting me so much? You don't know about my birth, you don't know about my family, you don't know about my parents, you don't know which house I belong to. You don't know anything about me. It is not intelligent sign to trust me like this. And the demons thought, oh, she's joking. They took it in fun. You are so funny. We trust you. Because they were so captivated. That's how illusionary energy captivates us. We're so captivated. And she said, no, we trust you completely. Because everyone thought, after a glance, that she only loves me and she will give it to me only. Nobody even thought about demigods, that they also exist. They were only thinking about who will get first. Right? That's how illusionary energy can captivate. So, what did she do? She took the pot of nectar. She said, okay, if you wish so. And she took the nectar and gave it to demigods, distributed amongst demigods. Of course, there's two demons who became, Rahu and Ketu later, disguised as demigods. But that's a separate instance. Now, imagine such demons, they are very intelligent. Demons are very, very intelligent, far more than human beings. Demons are very intelligent, right? They are like demigods. Their intelligence is very high. Shukracharya is their guru. And what mystic powers do they have? Imagine Ravana, what mystic powers he had, right? With all that mystic powers, all the power, all the strength, everything intelligence that they had, they still let her do that. Okay, you do whatever you want. Why? Because they did not want to displease her. The illusionary energy had captivated their senses in such a way that they did not want to displease her. Somebody who they don't know anything about, but they don't want to displease her. Okay, do whatever you want. And somewhere thinking that, oh, she loves me only, and she'll give it to me only. That's the power of illusionary energy. And then what happened? All demigods got it. Another fight started amongst the demons. It's because of you. It's because of you. You wanted it first. Nobody got it. We should have distributed it. Another fight started. So, anything that comes out of greed, right? It starts a fight. Even if you don't get it, it still starts a fight. Even if you lose that greedy thing, it still starts a fight. That's the power of greedy thing. So then what Maharaj was saying during this Kumbh Mela, he said that everybody in Kumbh Mela comes to get the nectar. That's what it is said, right? Kumbh, nectar. So everybody from the world comes to get the nectar there. Now everybody comes for different nectar. There are tapasvis who come for mystic yogic powers, so that they can walk on water, they can live without eating for thousands of days. Then there are people who come to get the nectar of long life. There are people who come to get the nectar of health. I should always be healthy. Many different things. But a true devotee, he never goes for this. And he should never go for that. He only goes to get the true nectar. He goes to get the Krishna Prema. He goes to get the service attitude. He goes to get the attitude of pleasing Krishna. That's why he goes to such kumbhs, to get this kind of nectar. And Krishna says in Gita, Yo ye yatha mam prapadyante, as they surrender, anyone surrenders unto me, I give him, I reciprocate in the same way. So if you go for long life, I'll give you long life. You come from this nectar, I'll give you this nectar. You come for that nectar, I'll give you that nectar. But what do devotees pray for? Only pure devotional service. Only pure devotional service. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagdish kamaye, mam janmani janmani ishvare, bhavtad bhakti ahetuhi toi. According to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is clearly stating what is true nectar. True nectar is devotional service. That is true nectar. What is he saying? I do not want any amount of wealth. I do not want any pleasure. The highest pleasure of the body, physical, material, I do not want that. I do not want any knowledge. I do not want any superpowers. I do not want any scholarships. I don't want anything. I don't even want heavenly planets. I don't want anything. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. What do I want? My Lord, if you wish to give me birth, after birth, no problem. All I want is that in all the births, I remain your servant. I do not forget you. I always remain surrendered to you, always an instrument in your hands, and always to please you. Always remain a devotional servant unto you, and without any reason. Not because I want a nectar or something. For no reason. Ahetuki, very important word. Maham janmani janmani ishvare bhavtat bhakti ahetuki. For no reason. Right? So what is that true love, true nectar that devotees get? Is prema, Krishna prema. The love of Krishna. That's the true nectar that we all have to. Golakena prema dhan harinam sankirtana. That is the highest thing that you can get from Golok, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to distribute in the mood of Radharani. Golokena prema dhan harinam sankirtana. Now, Maharaj also said one thing very interesting. So this is one place, 8th canto, 8th chapter, where we are talking about churning of the Milky Ocean. There is another mention of churning in the Bhagavad, in the 10th canto, in a different way. Any guesses? We are in Kartik month. That's a hint, that's the biggest hint. Churning of the eye by Yashoda Mai. Yashoda Mai, a gopi, she rose early in the morning. Why? On the day of Deepavali, to churn the milk, to churn the dahi into butter. Simple Brajvasi, simple gopi. As she was churning, she was remembering Krishna. She was churning for the pleasure of Krishna. See the difference. She was also churning. Demigods and demons also churned. Both of them churned. The difference here is she was churning for the pleasure of Krishna. And she was putting the nectar of her love and devotion into that milk. She was not trying to get the nectar, but to please Krishna, she was putting the nectar of her love and devotion in that milk, so that my Krishna can be satisfied. Right? Now see the difference here. It's very interesting. That Lord, who is plenary portion of the plenary portion of Vishnu, which is Dhanvantari, he comes up with the nectar. He doesn't want it. He is not interested in it. He just gives it away. Who wants it? Come on, take it. Here, take the nectar. That Lord, who takes the form of Mohini Murti, of course, Mohini Murti came to mediate between the demons and demigod. But she also had that thing in the pot in her hand. She could have said, a little bit I'll also drink. Take it. Who wants it? Come on, demigod wants it. Give it. Get rid of it. That was their thought process. They are all plenary portions of Vishnu. And they are saying, get rid of it. I don't want it. Who wants it? Take it. Now that same Krishna, whose plenary portion is Dhanvantari, who is just giving away, getting rid of the nectar, is longing to get the nectar of love and devotion of Yashoda Mai. A small gopi, insignificant probably gopi from Gokul. And Krishna, he is ready to become Makhan Chor. Imagine that same Dhanvantari. Imagine Dhanvantari now becoming a Makhan Chor. Ironically, imagine Mohini Murti becoming a Makhan Chor. Imagine the powerful personalities like Narsimhadev, Rama, Parshurama, Vara becoming Makhan Chor. Imagine that. That's what love and devotion can do. That is what the pure love and devotion can do. If you churn it properly, this is what you can turn Krishna into a Makhan Chor. That same Krishna for whom the best of the best nectar that so much churning was done for, he just got rid of it. I don't want it. But this thing, he wanted it. Now, demons and demigods, right? They were fighting over it. Not just amongst themselves, but also amongst demons internally when they got the pot. But why? For their own selfish desire. They wanted the nectar for themselves. That's why they were fighting. They churned very hard. There were so many setbacks. They went through so many austerities. It was not simple to churn that ocean, but they did that churning. Why? So that they could get the nectar for their selfish benefit. Yashoda Mai, also went through austerity. It's not that she just did some magical trick and it became. No, she kept on churning. It was not easy to make butter. As a normal gopi, you are churning whole day to make that butter, little butter for Krishna. But she churned to please Krishna so that my Krishna can get the butter. That's the difference. Another difference you see, what did demigods do? After Mohini gave them the nectar, what did demigods do? They just drank it. No mention about it after that. They drank it. That's it. Amar ho gaye hum log. We have become unconquerable now. What did Krishna do? When he got the nectar of butter, what did he do? He ate, he tasted it, the nectar of love and devotion of Yashoda Mai. And then he distributed to Gopas, monkeys, he distributed to everybody. So he just did not kept it for himself. He distributed that love, he distributed that to all the Gopas, all the monkeys. See the demigod demon and see Krishna. That's the difference. Right? So Maharaj says that what we need to understand from this is that the churning of milk by a simple gopi of Gokul is millions of times more precious than the nectar that came out from the churning of milky ocean. And greatest jewel of all the treasures in this world is unmotivated and unconditional love for Krishna. That's the greatest jewel. Yashoda Mai is churning and Krishna is longing to taste it. And after stealing and tasting, as I said, he distributed. Srimati Radharani and other gopis, this is very interesting. They also churn Krishna's heart. They have in different ways, but they are churning Krishna's heart. And when they are in separation from Krishna, they are churning their own hearts. They are churning and churning and churning. And Krishna is enjoying that churning of their hearts in separation. Wherever Krishna is, ultimately it's in their heart only. He is enjoying that churning also. So Srimati Radharani gopis, they are also churning. Whether they are with Krishna, if they are with Krishna, they are pleasing Krishna. They are churning his heart. If they are in separation from Krishna, they are churning their own heart in separation, and Krishna is still getting pleased by their churning. So, we know, right, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. And he came to distribute this jewel to us. Right? He came to distribute the true nectar of Krishna Prem. Namo Ma Vadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanyaya Namine Gaur Tushe Nama. So through Nama Amrit, through chanting of these holy names, that love or Krishna Prem can also awaken in all of our hearts. It is there, it's dormant. We just need to awaken it. Srimad Bhagvatam that we read, that also awakens that dormant love. Chanting awakens the dormant love. Srimad Bhagvatam awakens the dormant love. Maharaj said Srila Prabhupada crossed over continents and he went to USA 50 years back. He had no money, he had no contacts, old age, no power, no physical strength, but he had few things. He had very important few things. One is, he had that nectar that Mother Yashoda had put it in the milk while making the butter for Krishna. He had that nectar. He had the nectar that Lord Chaitanya in the mood of Radharani came to distribute in this world to all the fallen souls. He had Srimad Bhagvatam. which is the nectar given by Sukdev Goswami. It's a priceless and valuable nectar given by Sukdev Goswami to this world. It's a contribution. So what did Prabhupada had? He had Srimad Bhagvatam with him. That's all he had. Right? He had complete faith in the true nectar of holy name. He had complete faith in the true nectar of holy name. And he had complete faith in his Guru and in the true nectar of seva to his Guru. He had complete faith in it. So this is what true nectar means. Chanting of holy name. Number 1, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Number 2, and serving the Vaishnavas. Number 3. These 3 things are the true nectar for any devotee. Chanting the holy names, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, and serving the Vaishnavas. And what is this service? When we say we want to serve in ISKCON, what is that service? The service is to become an instrument in the hands of the Lord and help our Guru Maharaj, help Srila Prabhupada in distributing this holy name to the world for the upliftment of the fallen society, for distributing the holy name, for distributing the Vaishnav culture, and for distributing the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is what service means. Devotional service is your service to the Guru by helping them to achieve this vision of distributing the Harinam to the world. And when we remember that, Lord Chaitanya, he finally says that Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtana, meaning this Harinam Sankirtan is the ultimate benediction for any living species in this world. Param Vijayate, ultimate benediction for any living entity in this world is Harinam Sankirtan. Because through sincere chanting, in the mode of being servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, in the state of humility to serve the Vaishnavas, God can give us that grace. God can give us the mercy so that Krishna Prem can automatically become dormant in our hearts too. Only through this service. Only by serving Vaishnavas, only by distributing Srimad Bhagavatam, always being in the mode of servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, Krishna from within can give you that mercy and you will develop Krishna Prem within no time, which is the ultimate benediction of this human life. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Ramacharya Prabhu ki
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki. Thank you, Prabhu. Any questions? Questions can be guaranteed, answers are not. Yes,
So I
Prabhu.
have a question.
Yes, Prabhu.
This churning of the ocean Leela, both demons and demigods, they were equal partners, right? And they were directed by Lord Vishnu to churn the ocean. So should they not have been given their fair share of the nectar as well, because they were equal partners? They were worthy or not one, that's a different story. But shouldn't they have been given the fair share of the nectar?
100%. 100%.
The second question is, what was the need if they were not, if it was destined not to give them the nectar because they were not worthy, then what was the need to involve them in the first place? Demigods could have churned the ocean themselves, right?
No. No. So, demigods alone did not have the power to churn the ocean. They alone couldn't, demons alone couldn't. That's why they formed the alliance. Because together they could, but alone they couldn't. That is number one. Number two, very interesting question, that shouldn't the fair share be given? Right? So who did not give the fair share when finally the nectar came? Right? Till then, both were exploiting each other's strength to get the nectar. But when the nectar came out, what happened?
They started fighting and all.
No, demon snatched it. From the hands of Dhanvantri, demon snatched it. And when demon snatched it, shouldn't they be thinking that let's have fair share? But they snatched it, forget that they snatched it. Even amongst themselves they started fighting that who will have first.
It is their nature to fight.
Right.
But that's all.
But shouldn't they have been fair then? That both have done it, so let's do it. Both of them share it. They didn't have the mentality of both of them share it. Somebody who does not even have the mentality that we are 11 players in the team, let's share amongst ourselves, what will they share with the other team? They did not. They are the ones who did that.
Why is there a difference between asuras and suras?
Why meaning? I didn't get the question. Why meaning?
Why is there a difference between asuras and suras?
Difference in what sense?
Like,
Why are there
Two classes of people.
why there are
Like mentality?
no, why are they classified as two different?
why
Oh,
do they
because
exist?
of their consciousness. See, everybody has a different level of consciousness, right? Why is somebody classified as, even in ISKCON, right? Why is somebody classified as Maharaj? He's also a human being like us. Right? There's no difference. He eats from mouth. I think it's the same. But then he's Maharaj. Right? Why? Consciousness. When you raise your consciousness to that level, then you become Maharaj. Then you can guide others. You can, direct others. We cannot. So there's a difference. So similarly, Sura and Asura, the only difference is their consciousness. They are also part and parcel of the Supreme. Both of them. Sura is part and parcel of Supreme. Asura is part and parcel of Supreme. They're all parts of Supreme. Right? They both want pleasure. They both wanted nectar. Demigod also wanted nectar. That's why they did churning. Demons also wanted nectar. Everybody wants pleasure, right? They're hankering for pleasure. There's no much difference except the mentality, the consciousness that I will do it for my selfish purpose. The other is, yes, I will do it for my selfish purpose, but I'll not be greedy, I'll share with you also. That's better than doing it for selfish purpose, right? But the best is that I will do it for your pleasure. Right? I'll not do it for my selfish purpose, I'll do it for your pleasure. That's the highest. Doing it for somebody else. Right? So Sura and Asura, they both are Sura. They both are Sura with Asura. Meaning, it's like if there is a Mara. In Hindi we call Mara, dead. Mara. Amara means the one who never dies. Amar. Amar. So similarly, it's Sur, because of the consciousness. Without that consciousness, that Sur becomes Asur. With the wrong consciousness, the Sur becomes Asur. It's not a good conscious guy. So Asur. But yeah, everybody has a different consciousness. Right? You and I have different consciousness. हाँ प्रभु और कुछ
So basically what you're saying is just because they stole the nectar in the first place, that's why they lost the right to the nectar.
100%.
Is that it?
Yes. If they wanted to play it fair, then they would have played it fair. Demigods didn't do anything. See, when they stole it, demigods didn't go and fight with them that you stole it. They just kept quiet. And they went
Had they not stolen the nectar, they would have got the nectar.
both would have got it. Both would have got it. That's the problem with greed. Greed comes with this, Maharaj has one quote, very, very good quote. Maharaj says, when greed comes, the damage is already done. As soon as greed comes in your mind, the result is already done, damage is done. What follows after that is only the details. जिस दिन रावण ने वो, the day Ravan took Sita, the fate was written. It's not that it was written after a time. What followed after that, the destruction of Ravan, that was written the day he captured Sita. What happened after that, what we read as Ramayana, are only the details to follow. That had happened, it will happen, that's written now. So as soon as we do any karma, right, it's written. What's the everything after that is just details. Oh, this happened because of this, that happened because of that. That because comes there, but rest it's already written, they're dead. Like Krishna says in Gita, right? Arjuna, whether you kill or not, I've killed them in time. He shows him at the beginning only, they are dead. I've killed them as time. It doesn't matter. They have written their fate. The day they did their actions, they've written their fate. Now, whether you want to become an instrument or not is in your hand. If you don't become, somebody else will become. I will pick somebody who will become an instrument and he'll kill. But they are dead anyway. You kill or not is your choice. That's the only choice everybody has. You, me, demons, demigods. Everybody only has one choice in life. At any moment, either you can surrender your free will to the will of Krishna, or you do not surrender your free will to the will of Krishna. That's it. That's the only choice. The day you surrender your free will to the will of Krishna, you become an instrument. I will not do anything myself. Like this guy, this is surrendered the keys in the hands of whoever is going to play. Not play on its own. Completely surrender. That's what we need to learn. Completely surrender and become like this in the hands of Krishna. Then he will play the best music out of you. Your skill is only music. Only music can come out of you. But reality depends on who plays it. So you surrender yourself. Don't try yourself to play it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ant Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Kirtan ho gaya. Thank you, Prabhu.